A US bank recently received a regulatory order to remediate its AML program, which included several violations of law. What degree of accountability is it possible for the bank's senior management and employees to face? Option A: the bank's designated AML compliance officer and senior management may face personal liability if they failed to take action while aware of the AML violations at the bank. Option B: the bank's designated AML compliance officer is likely to face criminal prosecution because the bank received a regulatory order. Option C: the bank's designated AML compliance officer is the only individual in the company's senior management team that can face personal liability for violations of AML law. Option D: the bank's designated AML compliance officer and senior management can face civil prosecution but not criminal prosecution for violation of AML laws. You have to select one. Let's see on the next screen what's the right answer. So option A is correct. Okay, so let's see the reasoning behind why B, C, D are wrong, and then we'll come back to option A. So option B is wrong. So see, getting a regulatory order doesn't automatically mean someone's going to jail. That's the huge leap. Okay, most regulatory orders are about fixing the program, like remediation, better controls, tighter processes. Criminal prosecution is a completely different thing. It needs proof of knowing or willful blindness that had happened. Okay, so this option takes one fact and runs away too far with it. Okay, so option C, that's the one, tries to put all the blame on a single person, the compliance officer, like they are only one who can be held responsible. That's just not how it works. If, let's say, a CFO knew, if a business head knew, if the board members knew and stayed quiet, they are all in the same boat. Liability follows knowledge and authority, not the job title. All right. So option D, this one actually tries to draw a neat line here. Civil, I'd say yes. Criminal, no. Okay, but real life doesn't work that cleanly. Okay, if the violations were willful or knowing, criminal exposure is absolutely on the table. Saying it's off limit entirely just isn't accurate. Now option A is correct. Let's see it this way. So think about it in way that if you knew about AML violations happening at your bank and you did nothing, should you get to hide behind? Well, I would say you can say that probably it's the bank problem, not mine. But regulators don't think it so either. So over the last several years, we have seen a real shift in that mentality. And even regulations look into this way, that enforcement actions, naming individual compliance officer and senior executives by name, not just by the institution. Okay, the key word here is aware, or this willful blindness kind of a thing. If you had knowledge and the authority to act and you did not, that's where the personal liability comes into the picture. It's not about your title, it's about what you knew and what you did with that knowledge.